Whoa! Okay, so we're actually in the south of Portugal right now, and this is where we shot the first xCover project movie. Do you remember? It was shot in 2017, so a long time ago. But we're gonna revisit some of the locations where we shot the movie at. So, come on. Well, there's a lot more water this time. Last time we were here, it was actually no wind, and the waves or the water was just a lot further down. Because, for example, down there, on this corner, there's a drone shot where I'm climbing around and jump onto the beach. And here, there are some photos where I tried to replicate it. Replicate. So there's a photo where Alex is doing like this. And another really fun photo where I think Lewis is doing something like this. Okay, let's try to go further. Okay, we can go now. You need to be really fast here because of the water. And the intro shot is actually Lewis coming out here, like exploring. Oh yeah, and also on this part here, we were doing corks. Like the four of us were doing a cork at the same time. So a lot of content was shot here, and now it just looks a lot different than it looked 5 years ago. Wow, that's a long time ago. Uh-oh. There's this tunnel, but there's a lot of water. I'm just gonna take my shoes off and try to get a little bit closer, because you can go through the tunnel and then you come out on the other side. Yeah, we'll see, maybe. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't expect to get through the tunnel, but maybe I can get closer to it. All right, wish me luck. Oh, the water is actually fresh. Like last time, I was literally standing underneath this bridge over there. And now, there's so much more water. So it's hard. Okay, maybe I can climb up on this rock. Because right here, this is actually where Will did a backflip. And I think the angle was like somewhere here. Okay, big wave, big wave. Woo! I would love to go through this tunnel, but it's impossible. Like the water literally goes through the tunnel. It's too much. Ah! Yeah, I don't think there's any chance to go through this tunnel. But actually, let me show you another video where I run through this tunnel. Hey, do you know the way to the beach? Actually, let me tell you a little bit more about the original xCover project. So I need to go back a couple of years to 2015. This was the year where my friend Nick and I went to Iceland with the goal to create a really cool travel video. And from that we were like, hey, it would be so cool if we could do that on a regular basis. Let's say a brand pays us to travel to a location and explore it. And we were thinking like, okay, how can we make that happen? And then the xCover project started. We were like, we should make a pilot film that we can then send to different brands and pitch them with this idea. So then we came to Portugal and filmed the first xCover project movie. But when we were trying to work with brands, there was this thing that we learned, that having to interact with a company is just not as much fun than interacting with people itself. And that's why when the bucket list idea was born, it was so much more pleasure, because you get to work with people and help them to accomplish their dreams. For me personally, that was just something that gave me a lot more joy, to see when someone is actually going after the dream. So then I was like, okay, this is a new project, it's a bucket list project, but there was also xCover, which was another thing back then, and we're like, maybe we should combine it. And I was like, sure, because back then we were trying to show people that you should leave the path that every tourist takes to explore new paths, which might lead you then to finding what you really like to do and not what all the other tourists like doing. Then we had a copyright issue with the name xCover, and we were like, now we need to change the name as well. And here we are. Now it's actually called TUES. So it's like Tuesday, but without day. And it's actually coming from German, TUES, which stands for do it. And that's something that I noticed, that if you want to do something, the most important thing that it takes is that you just get started, that you just do it. So I thought, yeah, it could be fun to use this word TUES or TUES. So there are actually, where we are right now, there are some other photos, and we got some in here. Where are they? This one. Recognize it? Somewhere here. Let's see. Left foot. Yeah. Well, Louis surely did it cooler. And actually there's another one, I think this one was actually shot here. No, no, no! Bloody hell. The wind is crazy. Last time it hasn't been like this, but I'm still gonna try to be Lynn. So she did a Webster here. Let's go. I'm not as good as Lynn. We got a really cool shot here as well. Like, we were running towards the cliff and it was filmed from the street over there. So the others were driving with the car and had the gimbal with a 200mm lens, and it had this like really cool look. It's funny because I remember that so well. Like, we were on the walkie-talkies with the car who was filming, and then it was like 3, 2, 1, and we were running towards the cliff. Like, yeah! Woo! Visiting those locations again after 5 years definitely brought back a lot of amazing memories. I'm really proud of what we have accomplished back then and the great time we had filming this project. I often think to myself, what are the stories that I want to tell when I'm old? What are the things that I can put on my bucket list which will create a future memory? I want to encourage you to think about the memories that you want to create. What is it that you want to do? What is on your bucket list?